Unemployment rates in the U.S. are generally lower for people with a bachelor's degree or higher. But did you know a degree doesn't guarantee a job in your studied field? The Federal Reserve Bank of New York found that only 27% of recent grads find a job related to their major. Some recent grads who haven't had luck finding a job search for other ways to make an income. And about 5 million college graduates settle for jobs that require less than a high school education. Certain millennials have even chosen to start their own businesses as a way to support themselves.
I'm not currently looking for jobs anymore at the moment because I decided to give it a break since I did apply to so many and I can only take so much rejection. So I decided to start my own jewelry business online, and we'll see how that goes.
The reason why we're seeing students that have degrees is because there's either not a demand for what they studied in our marketplace, or the candidate might have a degree but lacks work experience.
To further increase their chances of finding a job, students are recommended to study a field in high demand with a market in the city they plan on living in. According to the Associated Press, most millennials get their news from the web, but are not actively searching for it. 69% of millennials check the news daily, and 86% of them get their news from Facebook. But millennials are not interested in all news. They seek out specific topics. This is why Fusion, a joint venture between ABC and Univision, was created.
Fusion was launched in October 2013 as a cable news network and digital network for millennials to address all these issues that are not represented in mainstream media, starting with our faces and our voices. Like, it's very rare that you see Latino, African American faces in mainstream, especially young people.
Many news channels and newspapers are now on the web and active on social media platforms. To learn more on how millennials prefer to consume their news, visit baynews.tv. It's Sunday morning, and a group of 11 Western high school students are working on their latest solar car. They call it the Western Solar Cat.
It really has lights on it, and then it has the horn, right? So
the students are part of the STEM program, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. Stephen Thomas feels he has already learned many skills from the solar car project.
So when I first started solar car, I can't say I was very knowledgeable on engineering or electronics, but over the past 2 years, I've learned a lot more than I thought I ever would. At this point, I know more about how circuits work, how basic components for electrical and engineering go together. I can get a lot of hands-on experience, and I can't really say that about the kids in the other engineering classes. For them, more so it's just learning about books and on the board, but at STEM and solar car, I can work with actual tools and gain actual real-life experience.
The first year of the project didn't go as planned. Their first model ran too slow and weighed too much. Their teacher, Ching-Tang Liu, recalls the challenges of the first year.
At that time, we didn't have money, we didn't have resources, and we were in a typical classroom. We do not have any space. But we were so lucky to forge a partnership with Motorola Solutions.
Alex Marone, an engineer manager at Motorola Solutions, is a volunteer for the solar car program. He says he admires the hard work of these students because this car didn't come with a kit. They built it from scratch.
these students, they also have to get involved with procuring parts. So they have to understand what parts they need to buy. They need to look at specifications. They need to make sure that it's going to fit into the car, that it's going to meet from a safety perspective, and they have to go out and buy those pieces. It's like a little enterprise. They go beyond just the engineering concept.
The students then developed a second solar car and worked on it for a year. It's composed of aluminum and is much lighter. It has a rectangular body, contains golf cart parts, and the solar panels up top. Ching-Tang Liu says preliminary test runs were successful.
Friday morning, October 17, we were able to bring our solar car out and to do more charging. And that moment when we took it out, more than 2,000 students in the stadium, and the people could not believe that's a new solar car. We got it done.
With a car still only half built, the team is now rushing to compete in the Texas Motor Speedway in July.
We want to go there to race 4 days, 32 hours during the competition after our vehicle starts. we have to use solar energy to recharge our battery.
With just a few months left, Xing-Tang Liu has words of encouragement for his students.
Imagine the impossible. If everything is possible, then why bother?
It's now up to the students to prove him right. I'm Izita Rodriguez in Davie, Florida.